Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Browny's Book Club time again, presented by Six Ring Performance. Um, what do we have today? It's a book I finished just before Christmas. I've been reading it for a little while. It took me a while to get through it, just because I was reading it at work and stuff. It's called Zealot by Reza Aslan, The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth. Um, as you can tell the, by the title, it's called The Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth, as opposed to The Life and Times of Jesus Christ or Jesus, Son of God. It's actually about Jesus the man rather than some fucking supreme deity, I guess. Um, it was a really intriguing book. It gives a great insight into what I suppose what you call modern day Israel, Palestine, what that area was like, what modern day life was like, what the societal norms were, the differences between the 12 tribes of Judah, all that type of jazz. Yeah, so there's a lot of great stories in there, and he sort of goes through all where he gets the information from, and I don't know. I guess I found it interesting because I went to Catholic schools on and off throughout my schooling, and I even went to an Anglican school at one point, and all the time, all the stories sort of seemed a bit contradictory or a little bit too convenient, and like a whole lot like bullshit. Um, so it was interesting to read the book and see at least the author's idea of where those stories came from, um, what the truth of the stories really most likely would have been, and why they were embellished the way they were. And basically, yeah, it tells how basically Jesus was a Jewish zealot. He was all about being a hardline Jew, and basically how all the high priests were basically ripping off the people and basically going everything against what they taught, and that's why he was such a dangerous person to them at the time. And the fact that he's become this symbol for universal love and peace is kind of a little bit far-fetched. It was all about let's look after the Jews, fuck everyone else. And the thing is, the thing that he gets into is basically how the Hellenists, who are the Greek-speaking Jews that surrounded Palestine and Israel, whatever you want to fucking call them, they sort of added elements of Greek mythology, made it a little bit more universal, I guess, and made it more palatable to the Romans, who were in charge at the time, obviously. One of the things I found interesting was it spends a lot of time talking about James. Now, I've never really heard of James all my time. He's actually Jesus' brother. I'm like, if I've got all these Catholic schools and stuff, how come I've never ever heard Jesus had a brother? Well, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? They had to make up this the birth of Christ sort of story, and how he's the Son of God, Immaculate Conception, and all that sort of fucking bullshit. And it just would have really fucked with the story if they kept carrying on with the teachings of James. He was the one that was fighting with Paul over a good couple of decades about Paul teaching everyone that Jesus was the Son of Christ, the Messiah. Jesus never claimed that in his time, according to the book. I don't know, I wasn't there, so I can't really say here nor there what the events were that transpired, obviously. Anyway, would I recommend the book? I definitely would recommend the book, even if you sort of like me and don't believe much to do with religion of any kind. But it's funny, I've actually been getting into just studying not so much the differences between all the old religions, but the similarities. I'm finding that's where you see a lot of universal truth, I guess you could say. Um, just things that could help you out in your own life. If we all sort of stop using such arrogance as to, he's religious, he doesn't know a fucking thing what he's talking about, fancy believing that bullshit, and actually listen to some of the stories, you might get some ideas on clean living and ways that it can help you. But other than that, it's definitely a book full of great stories. I found it really interesting. As usual, I'll give it a score probably of about 19 out of 23. It could have elaborated on some things, and probably could have stopped waffling on about some others. But that's bound to be the case when you're writing a book about such a broad sort of subject. Other than that, I think, do yourself a favour, get out and give it a read, and I don't think you'll be too disappointed. And now, while I've got you, if you're enjoying my reviews, obviously give me a subscribe and tell your mates about me, share my links. Let's just get these out of there. Let's make reading cool again. That's my whole fucking modus operandi here. So, ciao for now. We shall talk about this one later.